Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco, speaking. Welcome. It's another Saturday, April the 15th. I really am upset that it's mid-April. I swear to God, it was like April 1st, like yesterday. I'm sure I've tricked myself with Easter being last weekend and like not doing a stream. Like I think that somehow like really messed up my perception of the passage of time. Or it might just be the fact that I've been playing tonight's game, Disco Elysium, and that playing this game disassociates one from reality. Yeah, I'm in such a weird place with this game. This week I'm pretty excited to get back to it. So we won't dabble too long here. It's like really hard to like recap what I've accomplished in this game because it doesn't follow like a normal metric of progress. I'd say the most important stuff is we found a plastic bag so we could start recycling stuff. So we made a little bit of money that way. And then we found a lady who's like a negotiator for the company that employs the union. And I sort of offered to take on a case in exchange for her telling us company secrets. And so we started investigating, like, drug traffickers. And we have a pretty strong lead on a suspect, and we may be accusing them pretty shortly into the stream, I suspect. But yeah, I mean, what else did we... we met Martin Martinez, which is definitely a real name. We didn't fail a check. That's his name. And we learned about his Sunday friend, but even though we basically followed him into his apartment, he wasn't there, and we had to come back tomorrow. It's like almost day 2, and I can't tell if I'm doing well or not, but like that's also just kind of like a blanket statement about playing Disco Elysium thus far. It feels like I'm doing really badly, but I'm not sure if that's true. Also, the more I talk to people about this game, the more they're like, no, you're pretty much supposed to save scum like a lot. So we'll probably do that a little more. I still haven't figured out how exactly to employ that, but we'll figure that out together. Anyway, hi to Sarah Rocks Aqua, JM Platts, who is my mom, in chat. We've got the British Neko, and hi to Kronos as well. I'm sure more people will be joining us soon, but I don't want to dilly-dally. I want to regular dally, or whatever the opposite of dilly is. So let's first go to the screen, and then continue. And then the first order of business... Hi, Volpixie. Hello. Welcome to the stream. The first order of business, because it is, like, reasonably late in the day. Which was the one where I could buy the hat? It's like this one, right?
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100%
There it
guarantee.
is. So I really thought hard about this, Frank. A diligent dally. That's very good. Sarah, you're very good with words. I legitimately put like a unnecessary amount of thought into this, and as much as I desperately want all of the Man from Heimdall books, which I feel like this may be the main part of my quest in this game, is to get as many books as the game will allow, which means that I'll somehow have to figure out how to get like a lot more money than I have, which probably makes Hobocop a good decision early game. I feel like I need this hat. It's pretty good. It's a frog. The hat is a frog. Well, it's a sports visor. It looks a little bit like a banking visor, but it's a frog, and it also increases my perception, and I feel like that's like a good skill to do. Really, perception increases the amount of terror you can find. That's like an even better justification for it. Like if you invest in this early, then like hypothetically you get more money. Like it pays for itself if that's true, and I was already gonna do it. So let's just do it.
And practical, officer. Good choice.
Okay, but now it's of dire importance that I put... Oh, I don't even have a hat. I don't even have to replace a hat. I can just... hat. So I also was giving this some thought. In some... Like, listen. I like Lieutenant Kim, our partner and friend, as much as the next person, I suspect. I feel like in some ways he's less a partner and more like a big brother. And I know a thing or two about disappointing a big brother. And I feel like maybe that's just the relationship that we have, is that I'm doing my thing and he is obliged to be here. And like, I maybe shouldn't worry so much about disappointing him, because I think almost no matter what I do, I'm gonna disappoint him, right? Sarah says, apparently she made perception a key skill and there's way more now. Oh, okay. Also, hi, Ice Bunny, welcome. It is, it's early to have you join the stream. How are you doing this evening? I assume it's, I mean, on the border between late evening and early morning. Anyway, I got this hat now. I'm proud of me. Let's see if we can go... Actually, first, say if I right-click... Is this tear? What is this? What is this disc? May I have the disc? This is a nose effect. I'll take that. That's good. Alright, so that's just a good button to have, huh? Sounds good. Okay, let's just... What's the save button? Yeah, I can do it this way. What's the... What is the... Is there a real distinction between quick save and save? I'm not keeping a very orderly compilation of save games, primarily because I can't name them or do anything to distinguish them in a meaningful fashion. Why they all look like they're smoking? You mean the portraits in the lower left? I don't know, man. I don't... If there was one thing that I would say is immediately off-putting about this game, it would be the fact that the art style is a very strong choice. Now, I'm not saying that's a reason not to play it, but, like, it is a consideration I originally made about whether I could or should stream this game. Alright, I've saved, so I can, like, shout at this lady now.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Hey, are you the lady driver?
You just call me a lady, Herife.
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm inclined to listen to suggestion, but, like... It's a little funny. Okay, well, these both actually a little bit suggest, but, like... Maybe the distinction is... Lady is like a status thing, like a gentleman type thing, distinction. I was told of a woman driver, and you appear to be she.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
I mean, I respect your choice to express that in whatever way you like. I do feel like you're maybe dodging the crux of the question. Not sure if deliberately.
I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to know me.
That's like a really good way to introduce yourself at a party, I think. Why are you scaring?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if you were scary before. Can you I need to find the lady driver.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
I don't like this character. It would make my life easier if I could accuse her of crimes. With them. I'm honestly not sure this person is trying to say that they are gender neutral or something. I don't think that's what's going on. I think this person is just very obtuse. The other dialogue option that isn't end the conversation.
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
Oh, sure.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
Hey, I love you.
Well,
Bye-bye.
Sim,
Yes?
May I accuse this person of crimes? No. I think I just go over to the docks and try to accuse this person of crimes. Unless I could get, like... No, that's not the way back. I have to go this way. I have to go... I dislike this passageway. Just personally. It offends me. Tommy Laam, will you corroborate?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
It's
on your
true,
mind?
it's not raining now. I didn't notice that. Until he said that. I heard one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this so-called lady driver?
I don't want to talk about that.
I feel like this guy's pretty. Yeah, like I feel like an appeal to emotion might work here. I feel like if I'm just like, listen, man, I'm not trying to cause trouble, but like, there's trouble here. And I'm trying to fix it. Like that might work. It's tough. I have a little bit of a tough time reading him. This guy seems pretty reasonable, but like, I failed my empathy check on him.
Man, I was hoping she'd catch a break. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some mastermind evildoer. And I don't know where she is.
Do you have a name would be helpful? That would honestly be pretty helpful.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why.
Okay. Do you happen to have a photograph made from a weird vial? The way Kim has, like, the ability to do that exactly twice?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Okay.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
It's mildly amusing to me that he specifies died there as if we lived in an anime and people, like, had naturally occurring, like, baby blue hair or whatever. Nice one. He says, as a professional critic, the aesthetic choices in the artwork are questionable, not fitting the Kantian experience of the beauty of the sublime. The lack of beauty comprised a character and storytelling. That sounds about right to me, yeah. But I feel like it's maybe a deliberate choice because I think this game is just very critical of the nature of existence. And so, like, it's sort of positing that, like, existence itself is so absurd that it lacks beauty? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not a professional art critic. You just come here to watch me play games badly when you can't sleep, I think is mostly how that works. When... I might as well ask. What's the
A
connection?
friend? An acquaintance.
That's what I figured.
I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
Okay, that's fair.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
Man, I don't want to cross Tommy Laam. I like this guy. But, like, I also, like, really badly want to finish one quest ever in my whole
We
life.
can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you.
I don't want to lie to this guy. I don't know what boat lady whose name I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not sure what's gonna happen if I provide information to her, but strictly speaking, like, we probably aren't going to pursue her. Like, this is a means to an end. It's technically true that he could believe us. I don't think that will work. It doesn't look like a skill check. I'm gonna try it, though.
I just can't, man. I'm not naive.
In what way is she
She's
trouble?
got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
2 seems harsh. I feel like 1 is really authoritarian in a way that I do not expect this character to respond well to. I feel like 3 is most likely my best option here.
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
I'm guessing 1 is supposed to be us reacting to be like, wait, is she also like a fractured collection of skill checks?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
The pain it was causing her.
It's what he says. It's past 3 a.m., so my brain is a bit mush to be all sharp. Hey, I mean, here it's only 6:20 p.m., and I feel like that accurately describes me, so, like, I don't even have an excuse, you know? This guy should be very helpful. If she left her truck behind, like, we could just be like, look, we did it! We accomplished the goal, and no one is harmed.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these
Oh,
questions,
come
okay?
on. That would have been so
There
helpful,
are
and we
plenty
wouldn't
of
get her in
drivers here who
trouble.
couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one. Push Tommy, and it will break his heart and his spirit.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to do that. I just feel like he's the one who's most likely
Now
to
is
actually
not the
help
time
us.
to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
Good grief. I don't think I've ever gotten so many skill checks in such rapid succession. How often is it possible for this to happen? I do find this sort of thing interesting. I mean, like, to a lesser extent, I've seen things like this happen before, where you get different perspectives. So, like, I feel like this feeds into, like, how differently this game can play out, depending on, like, where you have skill points and, like, what your key skill is. Because, like, I mean, reaction speed I, like, barely succeeded at, so, like, I might not get that, just for example. If there's another way to do it, I really, like, Tommy's, like, one of the only people that I don't, like, immediately dislike in this area.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
I wish I could pass that empathy check. Current time is casually 19:25, and I'm really bad at military time. Let's do another save. So I get like one proper quick save and one like game-generated quick save. Is that how quick save works? Maybe I should be using that more.
Looking for something?
I know you've been giving me the runaround. Where's the lady driver?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just tell me which one is her truck.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashal West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
I don't mind trying to be authoritarian with this guy. He sucks. And I don't know if you know this, but I am the law.
No. He means la puta madre.
I don't know what that...
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Okay. I am more than happy to let him accomplish the task that I do not...
Yeah, him.
Well, to let him do this would definitely be just smile and nod. The other one's just like, make me look dumber and try to control the situation when like, nah, I'm good with him doing this.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
Tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod.
Uh-oh. Wait.
I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Okay. Intimidation is the sort of thing that I was expecting. Wow, my half-light is that bad? This red skill? Red skill is... Why is it 3? Am I wearing, like, pants that make me less intimidating? That actually does literally sound true. This starts to feel like a skill check that I might, save scum. And I say that only in advance because I have a 42% chance of success, and we all know how that's gonna turn out.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
I mean, these are all obviously bad options because I have failed this check. The second one seems the most plausible to have any measure of success, so I will attempt it. Why don't you and me step outside, ignoring the fact that we are outside already? Morale critical. Nah, that's fine. Nah, we're good. Nah, I might as well die, right?
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I'm done. No one even likes cops.
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outrage.
Nothing you
I
can
think I've
say
said that
would
before.
make you... Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman."
I
When
feel like
asked
this
to
was what
comment,
I was already
forward.
doing. Let's load yonder quick save. No particular reason. Don't worry about it. I figure I set up the return to the past button. I might as well use it occasionally. Hey, why don't we talk to the racist truck driver for, like, no
Looking for
particular reason?
something? I don't know what you're talking about.
Tell me where her truck is.
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Vashel West?
No.
Sure we do.
The name Rizal looks like the lieutenant.
Yeah, him.
Smile and
Then I
nod.
presume
Yeah.
not just the unions. He has peonies.
Don't
You're
intervene.
not peonies.
No, of course. It's not a hard.
I'm not.
You've seen that.
Nah.
The lieutenant. I've softened him up as best I could.
Roll.
The main thing is to not over.
Uh-huh. Okay. Just real quick. Just nobody, that's just another casual 2 fails on the 42%. Fine, let me actually, check something when we get back there.
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up,
Fun.
fuckwits. You don't...
Yeah, we do.
The name Rizal looks like the.
Yeah.
Then I
Smile
pre-
nod.
not just the unions.
Say
You're not
nothing.
peonies. You wouldn't be investigating.
No, it's not a hard.
I'm not scared.
You've seen that.
Nah, you...
The lieutenant. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
So what's the thing I do to see what I need? What is the total I need for this? Oh, it's there. It's in the text. Formidable 13. So I have 3, 4, 5 base points. So I literally just need an 8, which is... It really is just, like, slightly above average, because we're talking about rolling 2 dice, and 7 is, like, average on that. How do I fail that so often? Do you realize how many 7s and below I have to roll to be, like, missing that many of them? That's, like... That's pretty bad luck. Like, you should be rolling higher than 7, you know, like... a little less than half the time? Alright, let's just roll it.
The main thing is to.
Yeah, it's the 7. Mm-hmm. So that's 3 fails. You're positing Kronos 1 more and we'll be good? That
Looking
seems
for
sound
something?
enough.
I don't
Statistical
know what you're
analysis.
talking about. Listen up, fuckwits.
No.
The name Rizal looks like the.
Bwong,
Yeah.
bwong.
Then I presume
Yeah,
not just the unions.
you're not peon.
No, it's not a hard.
I'm not scared.
You've seen that.
Nah,
The lieutenant. I've softened him up as best
Roll.
I could. Men like this.
Hey,
only
look, we did it on the
respect
first
two
try,
things,
maybe.
Strength and fear.
The itchy pants. Don't they give a stat boost? To... I mean, something, presumably. I don't remember what, to be honest with you. Also, I need that money for my books.
Time to turn up the volume.
Show me her lorry right now. The lady driver's lorry is where?
fuck you. I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Oh, well, these are, both a little rude. Hey, what's your name, friend? I'm gonna go on police radio and say this guy told Madre to have a bad day. That's what it says in the text. This is a test whether you're paying attention to the stream in both audio and visual form.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I
A
haven't
cool
even
guy.
seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where exactly is the truck? I'm tired of trying to find things. I'm very bad at in-game geography.
How's the monument? Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Cool. Let's see. And for, like, just no particular reason, why don't I just, like, save again? I'm not saying that I might do something to immediately cause me to die, but I might do something that, like, immediately causes me to die. Can't rule it out. Am I gonna know what a tempo looks like when I get there? Question mark? Oh, it's probably this one, huh?
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
Try the
The
handle.
door is locked. The
Yeah.
handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
Is that an indicator that it's, like, easy to pry it off? How are we gonna get it open?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue.
I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
I still have mixed feelings about the, like, -10 for the tool not being equipped. I feel like it's clear what the intention here is. It's kind of funny, but, like, it's also like, alright, but now I have to back out of the conversation and equip it, and, it's fine. Equip tool. Pry bar. Not these. Close. Quit.
This screen found, A to Z, Contemporaire.
58%, huh? That's not the 0 represented by 42%. Your guess is duly noted, Ice Bunny. Feel free to check the VOD in case you do fall asleep and find out where Squirtle is hiding. Yeah, let's smash the window.
With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, Lorry Cabin.
I smash it apologetically. I'm so
The
sorry.
window shatters, and droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement.
Subtle.
He sticks his hand in the window like a common car thief and then opens it. By the way, didn't he suggest doing this? How is he upset about
The
this?
smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
I would like to pull out the pull-out toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
I would like to unfold the folded newspaper.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Paperception, paper within paper.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The
Put
pull-out
this away.
toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes.
Look at the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
Are you gonna start listing fictional proper names again? This is always painful. Well, it's certainly always painful for me, but especially when the number is 42%.
One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Why is the woman attached to the back seat?
There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
I feel like I'm going to regret... Well, no, wait a minute. When you, like, randomly pass a skill check, unless it's damaging to what you're doing, it seems like it's best to, like... take in the thought because you might randomly get experience from doing so.
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. Probably grenade number 5.
Okay, study the centerfold and probably regret it.
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly.
Oh, there's probably a good reason for that, because I don't remember anyone or anything for today. Enough
The
of the posters.
actresses and the rare actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Examine the radio now that I have a radio-related note.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need that many radio stations? As someone who works in radio, that's too many.
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
Anything we can do with this?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What
The
else?
smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat.
It's interesting that they'll reframe the thing you're looking at when there are multiple things to look at, and you'll sort of back out to the main experience.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver.
It's weird that those aren't in or adjacent to the toolbox.
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Why would anyone glue a piece of sandpaper to a gas pedal?
Sandpaper? A novel technique. Must be to offer some extra grip to the driver's foot.
Back
The
to the
movie
cat.
stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front, and a pull-out toolbox tucked under the driver's seat.
Close
Some
the
tools
door, I
lie
guess.
scattered near the pedals. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yes, a word.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
It does seem like something the police would do.
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
How do you think it's connected to the Union?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Everard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Will the RCM open an investigation?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it.
Okay,
There are
that
more
sounds
than
great.
enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think. What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption?
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Tell me about the movie posters.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Right, that was my conclusion too, for sure.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Don't make me ask one of these. I was joking. One is I don't want to say one. It's scary. Okay, Sarah says one. I have permission from a woman in chat to say the thing that's sketchy. A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin. Wink.
Yes, well,
Okay.
Unimportant.
Okay, debrief
debrief
over?
over. After you.
Sweet. Run away! I have to move quickly, I think. Something I read in the game suggested that, like, 21:30 is bedtime. Wait, you want to talk to me? Why do you want to talk to me? This is weird, right?
Saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Oh, I shouldn't have talked to him. This was a bad idea. I mean, it sounds like even if we try to launch an investigation, like, they're not gonna do it because the police are in on it. So, like... I mean, 3 seems fine. I just feel like he's gonna read into that as, like, me not helping. I feel like I want to say 1. I'm not sure if he's gonna be mad at me, though. I think she's gonna be fine. I honestly don't think we're likely to find her or hear of her ever again. Could definitely be wrong about that.
Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes.
What's the plan with those rhymes, G?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Why Tommy Laham?
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte.
That's perfect.
Tommy's way better.
I was wondering about that. I know enough French to know that's not correct, but that's kind of funny. I bet that sort of thing does actually happen. Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. By the time anyone would bring it up, it wouldn't be connected to us. We'd be out of here. Hopefully.
It's more him.
Good luck, man. I gotta do something before bedtime.
Yeah, you too. Be safe, detective.
Well, he's the man, as opposed to... In French, you would normally apostrophe L-H. Or L''H. Just because of the way we, like, don't typically pronounce the H. But then he even also pronounced the H, which was weird. Scoot. Scoot. Continue to scoot. Scooting. She went to bed, didn't she? No, she's there. Actually, I'm surprised by that. Using quick save appropriately. I think. Hopefully. Hi.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Listen, I'm coming back here tomorrow, and I'm asking this woman for money. It's going to happen. Anyway, we spoke to the lorryman.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Got a skill point. That's what I discovered. I don't know if I'm still trying to throw her off. I don't think I am. We've discovered enough to conclude for now.
Yes. And will you start an official investigation?
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Go back there tonight after Kim is gone for the night. Well, so, like... The problem is that, like, I need my health restored. And one of the loading screens suggested that that will happen if I go to sleep. So, like, I have to do it tomorrow. I could do it late tomorrow, but I have to do it tomorrow, don't I? Um, I don't feel like this should be my decision, but also, like, it sounds like she wants an investigation, and it sounds like Kim wants an investigation. Is that not just fine? It seems like that's fine.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
And you're not gonna get clean in that bed. You do it tonight and you get enough money, you can sleep in a bed instead of a dumpster. I mean, that's true. I have no concept of how much money I would get from her if I was successful at it. I mean, I guess I could save scum that. At the very least, I could make an attempt and see how badly it goes. But like, the thing is, if I got a bunch of money, like, couldn't I buy a bunch of Men from Heimdall books? Or at least the 2 Men from Heimdall books that I know I can buy?
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
I don't think you're doing strawberries correctly. Tell me about how the lynching and the strike are connected.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Oh no. This does not sound good. Oh, was it 42%? I thought it was lower than that. That's exactly what your strawberry Frasier cake tasted like? Okay, well, you spent a lot of time on that cake, Nego, so I'm gonna trust you on that, but that sounds weird to me. Player experienced a momentary lapse of faith, huh? I guess I'll ask for more detail. Oh, well, Katie's welcome to the stream.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Okay. Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
That's a concerning statement. Just like some freelance, like, ex-military guys who, like, don't answer to anyone but people who invited them here for violence in the first place, and, like, she's trying to get the negotiations to happen, and their relationship is deteriorating. That sounds pretty
They wear
bad.
ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was
jeez.
drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
He's, like, I really did not... When I started playing this game, I did not think that it would represent a world that is somehow worse than the extremely open hostility of, like, LA Noire, and it's, like, overt racism and sexism, but, like, man, I honestly think this world is worse. And it's so strange that it's, like, kind of a comedy game. It's a very weird tone. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that this game was not made in America. I don't think most Americans would, like, dip this far into dark and still try to, like, be telling a funny haha story. It did somehow get worse.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Right. Sunday night, Sunday friend. What happened next?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
That does not sound terribly friendly.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
You know, I didn't want to use such strong language, but I do feel obliged to say that this is not disco.
It is very far from disco.
Agreed.
My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Serious question. Have you seen that? That's a pretty specific thing to have witnessed, I think.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't
use
have guns
those?
at all.
Do we use muzzle-loaded weapons? Wouldn't that be like flintlocks? I mean, I realize that we're not, like, contemporary in our technology, just judging by, like, the cars and some of the other stuff, but, like, I did not think that's what we were working with.
As I said, a bloodbath.
This seems naive, even for me. I mean, it sounds pretty inevitable, to be honest. I don't know how much this matters. I feel like if I say it's inevitable, she'll be like, I agree. Maybe we can find out if she believes that there's another way, but I assume not, because she's led us all the way down the road this far.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Yeah, it would suck if that happened. Who would let that
All
happen?
we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about the bad military guys?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Use Brink with Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Right.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Right.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
This game is really heavily on trying to world build with not enough context for me to follow all this stuff. Hey, Sophisticated, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's it going? Anything else you got on the military?
Sadly, no.
That's not
Before
great.
this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
So, like, I don't don't know why. I mean, like, obviously this lady is somewhat duplicitous. She's got sort of a spy nature. There's something I do inherently like about her. Could you contact the company and tell them to call them off? Yeah, that'll work.
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Oh, I have a lot of questions I can ask. Tell me about the assault. I mean, it's something I feel like I need to know about, but I also don't want to know about it. Glad you're doing well. Sophisticated? I'm honestly doing, like, this has been the best week I've had in a while, for multiple reasons. And I say that having had my air conditioner basically cease to function. Well, not cease to function, but become a really expensive to operate fan, which is not a particularly good working state for one's air conditioner.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on, then? I guess that's just asking who were the teenagers?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
Okay. It's a weird way of phrasing that, but I think I get the point. What did the teenagers say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching.
It's true,
Where
we have
did it
not.
take place? And when?
Last Sunday night.
Right.
At the Whirling in Rags. The hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Maybe on narcotics, too.
I don't actually know when I arrived, but I think it was a few days after that, right? Because I don't remember anything, I have some vague concern that I was, like, part of that. I don't know how, but I can't imagine a good way to be part of that.
Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Who was the victim?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Did you know the guy who was hanged? I feel like we asked if she knew any of them, and her answer was no, but the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Since the last one is more frequently an end to a line of conversation, tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
So the radio operator may have some insight into the drug trade, although I don't think it's likely for that to matter at this point.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
Interesting way to describe that.
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining ones now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
So you mentioned, or implied, I guess.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
It's possible that the main reason I like her is that she's someone who sees the nastiness of this place objectively and acknowledges it, but does not indulge in it, whereas a high percentage of the other people we've dealt with have just, like, descended into essentially anarchy.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
I mean, even if we were going to avoid them, it would still be good to know where they are. I don't feel like I'm saying I'm planning on confronting them.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Oh, no. +1 scab leader murder bad reply. What? Someone translate that from English to English for me? Scab leader murder bad reply. Ahoy, Sniper Justin. Welcome to the stream. You're just in time for scab leader murder bad reply. I don't know what that means. I assume that the scab leader said something that affects this role. It's unclear to me what, when, or how? Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Sophisticated. She has her own agenda, but she's forthcoming about the fact and is otherwise earnest. I like to think that's generally how I operate. So, like, maybe that's why I have, like, an immediate, like, respect and understanding for that. What scab? So the scab leader is the loud guy who is shouting outside the big giant door. Almost positive. He was all like, "We have the right to work," and the union has the door locked with Measurehead and all that stuff. So, like, they can't go in and work the union jobs while they're protesting. So, like, that's the scab leader. That part I get. Murder bad reply? Also, this is a red check, and it's a 42% red check. I feel as though I shouldn't try this, unless... Can I never come back? See, like, I guess this is part of the trick of me, like, struggling to get exactly how the game works. Oh, hang on. Sarah says the scab leader didn't respond well to there being a body in the yard. Got it. So the bad reply is he did not take well to the murder. And he is the subject of the sentence. No, I get that I can't retry the check. What I'm asking in this instance is, can I say, we'll steer clear from the moment, save, and then try it? I'm not sure that this is one I would want to retry necessarily, but, like, it's not always clear to me if I can, like, save and come back mid-conversation. It seems like I usually can, but I don't think I always can. I feel like if I applied enough logic and understood the world of the game well enough, just the fact that this is a logic check and it says scab leader murder bad reply, that I could potentially deduce the answer to this question. I think I would like the outcome, huh? Well, I might as well save, I guess.
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe.
So I would just go back to 6.
You're likely to encounter them sooner or later.
Right. Let's ask 7, leave, save, and come back.
Executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience.
Welcome, Brainplosions. Also, excellent name. Failing sometimes yields better results than succeeding. That I understand that to probably be true. Since you're just joining us, you probably aren't aware of how many reasonably likely skill checks I've failed just trying to not constantly save scum the game. So, I'm not trying to save scum everything. I am trying to find a balance where I don't lose every single skill check. It has been my greatest struggle in playing this game so far. This seems like a
They
reasonable
don't
answer to
report
that
the
question.
progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
I'm not reading all of these, but I do like that there's these little nautical punctuations in the conversation because she's been standing on a boat for like 16 hours.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Okay. Oh, now, yeah, tell me about the tattoos. Tell me about the tattoos. She implied that she would tell me about those, right? That was one of the things where she was like, I really want to help you.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds
For
it in
about
hand.
half a minute, in silence.
That's troubling. Yeah, I think that it makes some amount of inherent sense. Failing white checks means missing out on, like, optional stuff, so you have some chance to retry them. But failing red checks is, like, plot significant. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I would have necessarily, like, expressed that quite that way, but I feel like that's somewhat intuitive. Is that like a line that we should draw as like don't save scum red checks? That does not seem like an unreasonable thing to do. Again, like for weeks I've been trying to figure out where the line gets drawn. One of the things I was thinking is like because I'm so disillusioned with how unpleasant a lot of the locals are, I feel like I'm reasonably willing to save scum white checks that deliver comeuppance to a character who is profoundly unpleasant. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable line to draw on the other side of the field.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Unless it involves hitting Kuno. Well, to be clear, I don't know if that's chat lag, Kronos, but like basically the thing I described is like it's okay to save scum if you're hitting Kuno, which we did already do. I would like to observe her expression as I feel like my skills might apply to that. I do have an additional +1 to my perception because of my frog.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
All right, that didn't do anything. What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
What?
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Slightly unexpected. I mean, so, again, so chat's now saying, like, it's fine to beat up Measurehead. I was trying to avoid that because I didn't want to save scum, but it fits into the plan I propose, which is that justice is always a fine reason to save scum. I'm not opposed to going back and beating up Measurehead, or trying. I'm not sure if it's still possible. I think it's technically still possible. I think I've locked in failing that composure check or whatever it is at the start of the confrontation that probably, like, boosts your odds. But, like, I think I could go back and be like, alright, just kidding, idiot, and then, like, punch him. Sneak him, as the kids used to say when I was in middle school. What would be the purpose of tattooing a map on yourself? It reminds me of a book I once read called A Woman Worth 10 Coppers, which wasn't a good book and was a worse title for a book.
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Uh-huh. So it's mostly a spiritual and or superstition thing?
Where is he now?
Demolition says, finally here. You are like way ahead of schedule unless I've lost track of how time works. Hi, Demolition. We've made some amount of progress. I'm really tempted to say 2. I'm really tempted to say 2. Just because I managed to pass a check well enough to talk to his body, like, I feel like I want to say this. I feel like she will not like that I said this. But I want to.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
Oh, I do really like Joyce. I feel like Joyce is pretty close to the way I think I would exist in this world. Which is to be, like, tired all the time, to be ever vigilant, and to have just enough power to not be completely victim to all the chaos that exists here. What travels do the dead make? I just want to know more about this weird thing.
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this.
She points to his heart.
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
You're just saying, like, a lot of syllables. Like, just way too many syllables.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
That's, like, a really cool, like, world-building puzzle. I like that she gives some context for, like, culturally the significance of that, and presents, like, kind of a cool idea. And then it's like, but there's, like, something weird here. There's some, like, mystery you might be able to solve, or whatever. Like, that's, like, a really cool thing. I feel like almost all of my interactions with Joyce are, like, among my favorite things in the game so far. I assume the answer is no. Oh, no. I thought that said, could you tell me? Who could tell me?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and
That
show
seems
them
fair.
that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
That seems fair. That's all for the tattoos, because I ran out of darkened choices.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Okay, so hang on. Leave. Do like a proper save. Do a new save.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
And then I want to say,
Of
talk about the
course.
lynching.
Anything to help.
And then I want to say, where are they
They've gone to
now?
ground, as it were. They don't have the same...
Vigilantes. You're a professional.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
So, like, I don't think that I necessarily want to save Scum this, but I feel like I would want to try this. I mean, I get one shot regardless. The only reason not to do this now is if I'm convinced that I'm going to put a skill point in logic, which, like, frankly doesn't I don't know about that. Or if I think I'll, like, find a hat or something at some point that makes me better at logic. Sniper, thank you for gifting us up to Brain Explosions. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy Vasco emotes, Brain Explosions, and also this confetti effect. Hooray. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna do it. That's not what I want. What's new here? There's a clock on this. I like that sing karaoke is on my mission memo. Tattoos got changed. Or added, I guess. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I'll try this.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Everyone, do you understand what just happened? We succeeded at a skill check with a 42% chance of success without save scumming. I'm pretty sure that literally hasn't happened, despite a pretty high percentage of those skill checks existing thus far, and only requiring me to roll an 8 on 2d6. That's unbelievable. It has been so reliable that that doesn't work that I'm actually shocked to the point of being a little frightened right now. Another important reason to ask for money is so you can afford the frog visor. I'm wearing the frog visor right now. Red checks are my thing. That might be it. Maybe that would actually be very consistent with the way my life works. My sister sometimes summarizes it as either it's like, you know, the curse of living in interesting times, or that never always happens. But like, I've always been victim of extreme luck in both directions. Where, like, I will get really lucky at things that are intensely improbable, and I will also get unbelievably unlucky at things that should basically be guaranteed for a normal person. So, like, maybe that's it. I mean, like, the first time I played this, which again was only for like an hour, like, I like immediately passed my composure check looking at the body, even though it was like a super hard roll. Anyway, that's cool. So, let's actually pay attention to this. Logic says one is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting idiotic slogans because he's barely maintaining his disguise.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Trying to remember how much awareness I had of that. I feel like I saw a weird person on a roof at some point, but I don't remember, like, the game calling it out very much. I'm gonna suddenly impress her by knowing something. One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
That's true, but I do maintain that it's, like, reasonable to ask this question whether or not I intend to challenge them, because, like, it's pretty hard to avoid something if you don't know where/what it is.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is in a building overlooking the roundabout.
Would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
What is practically inaccessible? The building that they have the vantage point from?
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent.
Kinda act
There's
like
a
one,
short
though.
wave at the ship's wheel.
Why would she answer that question? I have a question. Why would you answer that
I
question?
hope I can answer it better.
I might as well just ask this, but it seems largely rhetorical. What about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war. with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Okay, I think we're good.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Oh no, now I'm getting a negative modifier to my volition check. I mean, if I sleep and come back, like, it will still be a net positive. My volition should naturally be quite high, so, like, I should have a pretty reasonable shot at it. How do... Okay. Serious question that definitely doesn't sound like a serious question. Because we're trying to feel out where save scumming is appropriate, or at least I am. Most people seem to tell me that just, like, save scum indiscriminately. But, like, how do we feel categorically about save scumming to get people to give us money? Sometimes? Always? Never? I'm coming back for this, though. I want to ask this lady for money. I don't know how I expect it to turn out, but I sure want to ask. Should probably heal myself. No, that's the plan, or I would have done it a while ago. Neko explained that if I take damage, then it affects... what is it? Endurance and volition? Which the game does not particularly make clear. So, like, that was not clear to me until it was much too late. No, like, I can heal myself now, but, like, my understanding from the game loading screen prompt is if I go to bed, then I will heal my damages. And then I will have these things in reserve for, like, a full day. That's my thought process. Because, like, if I do it now, presumably I get, like, 5 seconds of benefit out of the healing item that I'm using. Like, I don't know if I'm misunderstanding that, but, like, that's what I think is what bed... we're Hobocop. Someone has led me to believe that makes my life acceptable. I think I sleep on a bench. I don't know where. I don't know if I have to find the bed. Is that a thing I need to do? I think I have, like, a half hour. Wait, maybe this is an important question. Do I need to find a specific bench to sleep on as a Hobocop? Not a rhetorical question if someone has an answer to that. Because, like, it is not intuitive to me. Well, okay, here's what we'll do then. Here's what we'll do. We will do a... Wait, I can't... Wait. Did I name this? I must have, right? How do I name save files? What's the thing I do to do that? Okay, hang on. Hold on. Reverse engineering how stupid I am at life. Everyone shut up about it. Take this. Oh, I just hit backspace. That's good. I'm glad I'm real good at games and computers and whatever. That's fine, brain explosions. Like, avoiding spoilers is fine. Is it okay to ask, like, am I... Because, like, I feel like chat has given me both impressions that, like, I am going to immediately lose the game and die, or that I will not. And, like, I feel like it might be helpful to know that much, because I think I have less than a half hour of in-game time before I need to know that. Well, now that I can name things, an option that was always here, then this will make a lot more sense to future Vasco. Really wish to reuse bits and replace the content. What an interesting way of framing that. Yes. Go to bed at 22 p.m. Time doesn't pass past 2 a.m. So does that mean that the game is unwinnable? Like, I don't... Like, listen, it's fine to leave me in a position where we're gonna get a game over, but, like... Again, I just feel like the game hasn't made it super clear what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I know it suggested that I get a bunch of money, but I, like, solved a bunch of crimes instead. Those seem more important. I don't really know what to do now, actually. I guess I could look for recyclables. Is it just loose change on the ground? Oh, I'm really glad Sarah told me about this. I got 31 cents. Get wrecked. I'm gonna buy some books, idiots. Not you, chat. Just the world at large. It's full of a lot of angry... What is this? Am I gonna steal out of the back of a truck? Yeah. Ooh. A box. This is a good button to have brought to my attention. Wait a minute. It's a worn tank top. What... I mean, I suppose I should take it. What shirt am I wearing? Okay, so this shirt literally gives minus to my key skill, or alternatively, I could improve my threateningness by putting on a white tank top. I mean, that's gotta be correct, right? I mean, I want to say it sucks to lose conceptualization, mostly because I feel like every time I fail a conceptualization check, something really bad happens to me. But, like, at the same time... By default, my key skill is -1, and that seems dumb, and I don't like it. See, and now I'm getting +1 to suggestion because I have a good coat. Makes my half-light worse. Which I think is fine. This was -authority for plus logic. I don't think I want that. Which is why I didn't put it on before. Dude, this is awesome. I could just, like, scrounge around for random crap and then buy some books. Everyone was right. This game is awesome. Just kind of like some people... How much money do I have? $3.40. Oh, hang on. What is this? This feels like this isn't just free crap I can take.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Collected action figures? That sounds rad.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
Wow, we must have gained, like, even more experience from that last conversation than I thought, because I think I've gained 2 skill points in the last, like, 50 minutes of gameplay. Does the way I'm playing that make sense? I feel like it does, where, like, I save it for, like, a white check I want to retry. I just, like, it feels like it's hard to predict what skills I want to improve. I feel pretty good about putting one in perception. Did I put one in suggestion? When did I do that? No, that's just... Oh, wait a minute. Is that counting... No, that's counting the fact that it's signature skill, right? That's what that is? Yeah, because that's... No, wait, because all of them have 6. I'm gonna assume that's what that is. I'm too stupid to understand most of what this game is doing. Why is visual calculus so extremely bad? Is it my pants? Oh, it's my thoughts. Well, that'll do it. -1 sure makes it hard to pass a check like that, huh? When the base skill is 1. What kind of stickers?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays.
Does it have sunglasses on? What about the back
The
seat?
back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Lots of
Racist
suns.
nationalist paraphernalia.
Okay.
Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
He nods towards the racist guy. You think the racist truck belongs to the racist guy? I stand by it, Demolition. Why is this so bad? Is it my pants? Oh, it's my thoughts. That makes sense. Vasco 2023. I'm pretty sure I said that earlier today without the context of a video game, frankly.
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Dude, right click is such a powerful button. Look at everything I can do. My power is, like, limitless. What is this? What is this? Do I know what this is? What is this? I don't know what it is. What is this?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
I'm really, like, I have very little context for most of this. Just because I'm already here, I kind of want to try ringing the whirling in rags at a building that already knows me and that I already know and that I've been inside. I mean, the main hall's probably like the cafeteria, yeah?
Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell.
That's
They
fair.
don't want to talk to you.
That's all, you know, that's also fair, to be honest with you. What about empty card?
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
I imagine we'll come back to this, maybe, possibly. I think I need like $9 or something to buy a book. I really want to. Oh, hang on. Is orange always money? If so, I should go look at the fence because it was orange. I wasn't sure if that meant anything. That's money. It's like kind of a lot of money. This is like a totally normal thing for a police officer to do. Oh no, that's just binoculars. I don't want that. I don't want binoculars. I want money.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
What do you think? Should we try visual calculus? I think last time I failed a visual calculus check, I immediately took morale damage. Should I save before doing this? Should I do this at all? Just roll double sixes. Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. Also, hi, an overt moose. That's another really good name. Welcome to the stream. Since I'm assuming you're new and not just a lurker, I am statistically very bad at failing like 50-50 odds. The likelihood of passing this, not very good. It might kill me outright. Hold on. Let's try it. Let's hit him with a not now, and then let's go with like a quick save. And I'm honestly just curious if it'll kill me.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
This is lower than a standard gacha rate. That's rough, but also true. Let's see if this kills me.
No, These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
Thanks, visual calculus. Why am I looking at
Cop
this?
habit. You look at everything.
Ah, it's true. I'm always looking at stuff. What's wrong with me? What kind of vehicle was it, you think?
Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless
It's
anger.
true. That does very much sound like me. Did I scour the backyard for loose change yet? There's like the tracks that I already failed the visual calculus on. I feel like that's most of it. Maybe someday I'll go and get my police coat, but it probably won't give +1 to suggestion, which is my main skill. So I kind of like my navy blue coat, or whatever it's called. Just rummaging around for loose change. Normal behavior. Probably not expecting to find too much around. Oh, hang on. Hang on, though. Why does this weird shape on the wall demand to be looked at? So is that attached to the same apartment building as before? Oh, hang on. It's magnesium. Sarah's like literally changed the game by telling me to just right-click. I've been doing this the whole time. I'm unstoppable. Except, you know,
This is
by
a wall on the
basically
side of an
any skill
apartment
check.
building.
This is kind of amazing, to be honest with you. This is actually just pretty spectacular. I'm getting a +4 to this. And my odds are still 3% to succeed at this. That's pretty great. Art cop. Classic good cop, art cop. Do you only have one in my blue stats? Correct. I do have my base stat for whatever blue is 1. And I do seem to be finding all the blue checks. Correct. Put my artistic shirt back on? Nah. I mean, what's that gonna do? Give me like 6% odds? Also, I quick saved like a minute ago. Also, I'm not sure if I care whether I succeed at this or not. And it's not gonna get a whole lot better than +4. By which I mean, even if I put... Hang on. No, I can't put the shirt on while looking at the wall. Yeah, 3% is boxcars, right? You have to roll double 6. Actually, I am a little curious, just like... If I put on art shirt, does that actually increase the odds, or are my odds so bad that it's still 3%?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to
It's
see
still,
here.
it's literally still 3%. I'm like so dumb that wearing a better shirt doesn't even help. You can quote me on that again.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing. You have no clue. It's just a wall.
It's just a wall. Doesn't look like anything to me.
So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
How about this? If you feel strongly about reloading one of those, we could do it. Conceptualization is creativity. You know, I don't think I'd actually put that together, but that makes sense. 10 cents and magnesium? Just rolling in it. I mean, I think I'm mostly willing to save scum anything if chat feels strongly enough about it. I don't know if that applies here. Look at all this stuff. Oh, hang on. Orange bum hat. Improves reaction speed. Makes rhetoric just impossible. I mean, it's not frog. I mean, perception, like, not only is frog, but, like, also perception is a skill I would, like, actually like to improve some amount. It's one of the only ones I've actually put a skill point in. And it's, like, pretty good. That's a fair observation, Overt Moose. There are 2 checks in this game you would actively encourage someone to save scum on a first playthrough, and I am far from either of them. This is not surprising, other than perhaps the fact that you may be the first person with experience playing this game that I have spoken to or interacted with at all who does not suggest extremely liberal use of save scum at all times always. It's been a very consistent thread in any discussion I've had about this game since I've started playing it. But like again, I feel like I'm zeroing in on what I think are appropriate reasons to save scum. I'm not convinced that wall is it, but if chat feels strongly otherwise, I will reconsider. So yeah, to get there I have to do the So I can go in here, right? Is there like loose change like around inside? Like I'm just trying to buy a book, man. Yeah, I'm not just to be clear. Oh, hang on. Shoes. I'll just do that while I talk. Click. Just because there are some people coming in this evening. Hello, welcome. I'm VascoDaGamer. I play mostly narrative/story-based games, including, you know, visual novels and Disco Elysium, evidently. I'm not afraid to... Like, I'm not trying to save scum the whole game. In fact, I was very adverse to it, and a lot of people have strongly encouraged me to do more of it. I am not opposed to failing checks. I am a little annoyed at how frequently I fail the ability to roll over a 7. And, like, again, I know a lot of people, a lot of the regulars in chat, like, are pretty familiar with the game. I mostly trust them to indicate if there's, like, a good reason to save scum. And I think there's maybe a few other reasons to do so, as I indicated a little earlier, like, there are enough, like, genuinely unpleasant characters in the game that, like, if I have a chance to administer, oh my god, that's, like, so much money. Guess who's wait, is the bookstore still open? I assume it's not. It's pretty late. Right click is so powerful. Oh, I went out the wrong exit. What are my thoughts? It's pollution and traffic. What's going on over here? Ah, someone is watching me. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. Wait, hang on. This one's blue. There's 75 more cents. Bookstore might be open. Click rapidly. Run! This is the correct door. I went the wrong way. Run! Run, you fool! No, this way. Please. I need a Man from Heimdall book. Is my raison d'etre. Just running around with a crowbar and a frog hat on. Like, why would anyone question me? Okay, hold on.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular... This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
I am the law, it's true. What? Am I supposed to start with Heimdall Man? I feel like the game sort of suggested that, but I had to, like, pass a skill check to learn about the Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman, and I feel like I want that more. Is this a good use of money? No, and I don't care, but I want the books. There's a correct answer here? These are mostly rhetorical. Mostly rhetorical. Yeah, you're right. The one calls to me. I really do want it. It is the one I personally want more, so I should buy it.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
Okay, now what do I do with the book? Oh, that's... No, I just need to leave the conversation, right? Boop. Interact. Inspect book. The frontispiece of this old paper bag features a muscleman in chains kneeling before a salacious-looking woman in a regal seat. A bonfire lies between the throne and the man, casting shadows on the wall. And the shadow of the vixen's headdress looks like a pair of demonic horns. I think that was the description we got before. How to use interact button in invent. Is that not what I'm doing? Above the text. Thank you. Interact.
The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Helmdall man.
Look at the back cut. This is gonna, like, pass a bunch of time and I'm immediately going to die, right? Okay. Now, hear me out. Oh, no, hold on. Okay. Put book away for 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, okay? Let's pull another one of these old ones and stop generating, like, an infinite number of new spawns. Okay. Stay as often as you do. I didn't used to, but I am now. I'm used to playing games where you save a lot. I didn't think this was gonna be one of them, but it seems like it is. This is not the correct menu. I need backpack, book, interact.
The edges of the pages are worn.
Time to flip through the book and see if we immediately die.
The Devil Woman's altercations with.
I'm trying to
the
save,
man.
quick save for specific stuff.
You open the book to a random page. Man from Helmdall, wielding his two Zweihanders, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed in grim determination. His arms, whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield. You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in 38.
I think this is just how much I'm into it. The top one, super much.
Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Helmdaller tribe. From the village of Helmdall, the ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Gatla howl out his name.
Gimme more.
Man from Helmdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. Both Zweihanders sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself? The steel muscles of Man from Helmdall gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid northlands he calls home.
This is so me.
A passage reads, the man from Helmdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Helmdall will never succumb to your seductive wiles. Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Helmdall, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible. Yet mine is forged in gore and strife. Queen Lydiana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, I have grand plans for you, man from Helmdall. She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. First, you shall please me. Then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the man from Helmdall. Yet inside, there is turmoil.
Death by Snoo.
All he holds sacrosanct.
I do like that it allows you to choose how much you're engaging with the book you've spent your hard-earned garbage money on. This rules.
In the final pages, man from Helmdall mounts Gallavarin, his mighty griffin, and turns his gaze to the horizon. Queen Lydiana is dead. But an army of cannibals is storming the gates and still there's no word of trusty Tyribald.
Oh no!
To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Hjelmdal and the Three-Eyed Skull. Available in fine bookstores everywhere.
Hold
Spring
on.
39.
I mean, when I close this dialogue box, I expect that I will either be kicked immediately outside, dead, or both. But the fact that it tells me the name of the next book means I can just keep buying them, right? Yes, it just says, shopkeeper's like, I'm supposed to close soon, but like, I guess you could just go on reading your book there. Minus 9 real, that's all I get. No, but like, I can spend another 9 real and get another book. See, this is one of those situations, like, I can only do so much, where I'm saying, like, I get this much book, and you're like, you get this much book. But I'm like, this much! Look at the back cover.
Copy proclaims, Man from Hjelmdal returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, noble Tyribald. Before Man from Hjelmdal can mount a rescue,
Alright, so I'm guessing the cannibals tied into the story before she made the declaration about the potions and the death by snoo and the whatnot. You getting kicked out is determined by your availability to buy another book? Yeah, we're getting kicked out.
he is ambushed by a tribe.
Ooh. Oh, hang on. I figured I would be kicked out by now.
Yes?
I should, like, probably, like, go outside, though, yeah? Because, like, I can't do anything else in here. Yeah, actually, one thing I do want to check before I go.
The display rack is brimming with water.
I could buy the next one, right?
Completely.
What? Wait, no, what?
Rows and rows of Hjelmdalamen blur your
No!
vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hjelmdal.
You can't give me only
and
two
the Mammoth Riders.
I'm Man from
Man
Heimdall
from
books.
Hjelmdal, Return
Hjelmdall?
to
I'll never
Hjelmdal,
say it right, I'm too stupid.
And the Solipsistic. Man from
I need all.
Hjelmdal
Look,
and
I need.
the
Listen, the
Hjelmdal
only
Man.
thing I care about is getting as many of these books as the game will let me get. I need more of them. If I go through this rigmarole, will it suggest me another book, or am I doomed to only have 2 books?
Maybe 100. Man from Hjelmdal and the sages at the end of the world.
I'm gonna
Man
skip
from
this,
Hjelmdal
despite how much
and
I
the
love it, just because
False
it's gonna
God.
take a minute.
Not even close. Man from Hjelmdal in hell. Man from Hjelmdal and the forest of rows and rows of Hjelmdalamen. The display
No, I
rack
can only have 2
before you
books,
is
and I'm
murdered.
very sad about it. I'm an angry kind of sad. I should leave. I guess the bookstore stays open till 22 o'clock. That's how the clock works. Shut up about it. Yeah, I still don't know what's happening, but people have led me to believe that this is fine. Dog sipping coffee in burning building. Just quick save? Yeah, quick save seems appropriate. There has to be a way to find out what happened to Tyribald. I mean, like, maybe when I read the other available book, it'll somehow unlock more books. Like, I'm not playing this up. I really want this. This is very important to me. I literally spent $9, which is like a ton of money in this game as far as I can tell. I, like, rummaged around the entire available cityscape to find enough money to buy that book. I need to know what happens to Tyribald, my loyal companion. It's possible the next book isn't out. Oh, it's a good point. It said it was in 38? What year is it? Can I ask someone that? Is there some resource in the game to tell me what year it is? I keep forgetting I have scroll wheel.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kisturagi is gone.
Thanks, disembodied tutorial voice. It's 50, yeah, right? That's... Oh, hold on. Hi. Hello, the inside of this establishment. Is this the calendar? Someone pointed out there's a calendar, which I do remember seeing somewhere. Union paraphernalia. Right click? Right click? Can I take money from this knife stand? No, I can take healing juice. The calendar was in my room? Can I still go in my room at this time on this particular day? Oh, I haven't right-clicked up here. I bet there's a... Okay, well, that tracks. This makes a lot of sense. I don't dispute that. In the hall... Oh, in the hallway. In the hall... Wait. This? This one? Is it this? But it... I mean... It appears to be a calendar, but it's like... I already clicked it, so there's no way to know now? Got it. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Now, see, I understand why I'm not allowed in the room, but I feel like I should ask this guy who doesn't like me why I can't go in the room.
Can I help you?
Should I mention the money at all? 51 sounds right. I do feel like someone implied that at some point. Someone or something. Maybe it was the calendar. But, like, if the book came out in 38, we should know what happened to our companion Tearball.
Yes. Have you got it?
I don't actually remember how much it
lot.
was.
For the room and broken window, 100 real.
I have 231, and I plan to buy more books.
What? I was...
Okay, bye. So I can't... Doesn't it seem like I can actually interact with most of these people? That seems reasonable. This guy's still here, huh? At least he's aware that I am the law. I'm really not sure, like, what to do with my life. I can't sit on the bench yet, because Kim is still here. These people are still at it, which is wild. I feel like I would have expected them to go home. I could definitely do a quick save and then, like, point out to this guy that I know he is a villain, and then he'll immediately kill me, right? Story is a motif for your life. Kim is your Tearbold. Save him. But... Kim is, like, way more likely to survive the story than I am. I'm pretty sure I'm Tearball. If I read a case file, it will advance to... I just want to advance the time. Yes? Question mark? When I do that, I, like... Click clipboard. Interact. Could beat up Measure... Are we beating up Measurehead? Demolition, I assume you're not in a position to run a poll, yeah? Can we run an informal poll in the form of, are we save scumming Measurehead? It fits the Great Justice schema, but I haven't gotten an overwhelming consensus that people agree this is a valid way to conduct my life as the real I'm Dollar Man. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember it, but I'm like really... It's important. It's so me. Do you have anything to say? I haven't talked to you in hours.
Hello again, officer. How are
No,
things?
directions are not gonna help me. Well, on the one hand, I feel a little bit better when I saw that there was sort of like a constantly running clock in this game. It caused me some concern. I don't typically deal well with time limits. Never beat Pikmin because the game really stressed me out, and it's like not supposed to. Ask her more questions after getting directions, but why would I ask like a superfluous question as directions that I don't know? It's kind of interesting to see it all lit up here. Not totally sure I understand why it's lit in this way. Yeah, do a fight the guy poll. Well, I guess finishing my thought from a moment ago, it feels like you sure can get a lot done in a single day. I can't because I'll fail all the skill checks forever. But, like you, a normal person with the ability to play this game, could probably accomplish quite a lot. No, fight the guy poll is perfect. It does not have to be complicated. I'm just looking for input here. Like, if we're gonna do it, I presume we should do it before we go to bed, in case there's some amount of damage involved. I mean, there probably shouldn't be. If I succeed, probably not, right? In theory. It's fine. The point is across. I've declared that the point is across. Then again, I say that winning the fight means we wouldn't take any damage, but at the same time, I've taken damage, disappointing a small child, getting flummoxed by footprints in mud. Where's some of the other ones? I've taken a lot of damage on day one, okay? I really thought it would be day 2 by now. The stream's like, got like an hour-ish left in the stream, depending on how things go. Alright, I guess we're gonna fight him, that's fine. So there's potential to eventually have more Man from Heimdall. Okay. That's really all I needed to know to justify continuing to play the game. So I'm gonna make a new dedicated save that I'm gonna call Justice, that I will use for all justice. Hello, it's me, Prybar. Alright, in order to do this, I have to put a point in physical instrument. That is an acceptable exchange, because I've gathered some skill points. Oh my god, I've already put one in physical instrument? I'll do it again. I'm very strong.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I think I can take him now. This is probably not a good use of skill points, but, you know. God dang it. Just, again, I just want to point out...
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand.
I just want to point out that we had a 72% chance of success, and I know that's obviously not 100, so there's still some chance of failure. But it almost doesn't matter how likely I am to pass the check. Without saves going, I've failed the vast majority of all checks. Let's just do a quick justice load. This is the intention, right, chat at large? Like we are now committed to this course of action. After spending a whole, like, after specifically spending, like, 2 streams avoiding doing this exact thing, we've just decided we're gonna hit him with a crowbar. Prybar, sorry. Level up. Save and close. Hit him with a prybar.
The unpromising race pupil
Bonk.
returns.
What's happening?
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break.
Also, to be fair, at this point, I'm pretty sure both of the skill points I put into physical instrument were specifically for this. So, like, I don't feel, like, completely bad about save scumming this, whether or not we are the instrument of justice. Like, I have invested in this. I'm even... Oh, that's right. I'm also wearing my, like, Punchman shirt, aren't I? The Man from Heimdall shirt?
The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip.
I mean, if you're gonna ask me how I do it, like, I'm obviously gonna do, like, an awesome, like, Chuck Norris kick, right? Like, for sure. Do I get to watch it, or am I gonna fall on my butt again? That was awesome! It literally just lets me do it, that's great.
With a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
I mean, it's like obviously one, right? None of these other options are like remotely plausible. One can only do a 360 spin kick, shout Disco Inferno, and hit the Doomsday button, right? Like, that's the only way to do it.
As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side.
He catches it if you try to follow the hook, so it's like, it's actually correct to do the absurd kick? That's kind of amazing.
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
Her voice is
I am the law!
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go, before he gets up.
He's gonna be like, right, time for bed.
The man is still knocked out.
Oh, hang on. I think there's some money in this box. Gonna buy another book. I guess I'm gonna go downstairs now. I actually want to talk to this guy.
Knocked him out good. Like the Flying Desperado.
I don't know what that
It's
is.
a really cool Flying Desperado spin kick you did, Boyadero. Often performed by the most hard-bodied boyaderos on the steps.
Yeah, I sure did that
So,
thing.
what's on your mind this time?
Nah, nothing. I just wanted you to say how cool my kick was. It's a reasonable point. The comically over-the-top kick is unexpected. What do I do now? It's surprisingly difficult to end this day without having, like, a bed to just declare I'm sleeping in. Quick save seems fine. It doesn't appear to have opened. I was expecting it to open. Is it because it's night?
Native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless. Should have just punched him in the throat again.
I have it on reasonably good authority or incorrect, Scab Leader.
You did the right thing with Measurehead. The ballerina antics won you the fight.
I'm inclined to trust physical instrument as well because I put 2 points in it and was already like a pretty good skill to begin with.
Let's talk about our right to work.
Oh my god, I can just ask him about the tattoos like an actual psychopath. Can you imagine? Because I mean, like, I can't ask him this unless I know how dangerous he probably is, right? Like, what a wild thing to consider doing. Like, that might be a fun instance of Save Scum to see how bad of an idea that is. Is that a thing I want to do? I think he'll just kill me. I think he'll just, like, shoot me with a shotgun that he summons from his fingertips. His whole body is a shotgun, that's true. I mean, I just saved, so, like, when I inevitably die, I'll just reload it.
Don't think so.
He grunts, barely
Suddenly,
glancing at it.
This feels like a really, really bad idea.
No, come on, Inland Empire. It was on your kernel. You can say it was on your kernel. There has to be no worse thing you can say if you don't want to die.
Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths?
Yeah. He's clenching his teeth. There is silent pressure behind them.
Tell me what the tattoo means. He points to one tiny star in the web of lines away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
I do. Please tell me.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly.
Some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Nah, I wouldn't want to interrupt. That would be rude.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon.
His voice gets strangely quiet, a long, long way from the right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
He comes upon two kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know.
That seems consistent with what little we know, and is somewhat informative. Not in a good way. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty well committed to this. Frankly, I want to see if he'll kill me.
She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted.
I don't think he will at this point, though.
Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who made the chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch. God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body.
That's especially messed up is what that is. It was already messed up. And now that's extremely messed up.
Spirits.
Yikes forever.
Watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later.
Yikes forever.
Yikes forever.
Yikes forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless. Odorless. It's...
Yikes forever.
Hey, maybe I can get him to kill me. Evil.
You bet it was.
You were there?
No, I was somewhere else. That's just a guess as to what this one little star on his belly might mean. I'm just a bouncer.
I've heard someone tell a lie this unconvincing in person once in my life. And it was when I was on jury duty. So suffice it to say, that would be a really educated guess, huh? You're not, like, really a scab leader, huh?
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But...
He's under orders. And orders are orders.
What is evil?
It's just nature. This guy, he used to say evil is when nature and spirit meet in the wrong place.
I don't know exactly what that means. I'm gonna take that back,
Go
please.
ahead. All right, now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
How am I not dead? I went into that fully expecting to save scum that. I feel like I still should. You're taking emotional damage. Quick, Nego, take some magnesium. Like it's not a strong suit. That's true. That is definitely true. I'm honest, like, I don't know what to do now. Do I just try to find bed now? Hey, Kim. Kim?
We
Hello?
should think
Kim?
about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Add him to the roundhouse kick list. Yeah! But, like, serious question, like... I didn't really intend for that to be like a permanent thing. Should I load it not? I mean, I got like 10 experience, but like now he knows that I know who he is, and he's like the scariest guy in a town full of deeply threatening and upsetting people. I'm kind of inclined. I feel like I should. That was meant to be a save scum because I thought he was just gonna like slap me in the throat and cause me to die immediately. Just live with it? That feels like a big live with it. I'm gonna get like minus on a skill check. This game is best when you live with the consequences of your choices, but it was never intended to be permanent. I thought he was just gonna kill me. Like, it wasn't like, haha, this is a good idea. I was like, this is such a bad idea, I intend to save scum it. But now I'm torn. How do I know it's permanent? Because I'm not, like, a... Because I have, like, object permanence? Because, like, I understand that I've just told a really dangerous man that I know exactly who he is? And that I shouldn't do that? Okay. Chad feels very strongly about that, so I guess I will just keep going. I have $3.41.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
I'm skeptical,
Though he
but
finds
sure.
this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
I'm a little curious if there was a path where I could have just, like, stayed in the room so that he couldn't, like, forcibly eject me from it or whatever. That's, like, rhetorical. You don't need to tell me that. Hey, it's me again. I have $3.41, and they are earmarked for books.
Yes, have you got it?
I was wondering if I could not pay you
Does
again.
that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim is about... Okay, that's not a... I was interpreting for as something I was going to say out loud, which sounded insane, but it's just... I can say something, or I can let Kim say something. Despite the fact that I put a lot of points into trying to be persuasive, this guy definitely hates me, and I don't have a good argument, and Kim will definitely do better than me at this.
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
Question for those of you who have played this game. Do you find that you start, like, positively and negatively identifying with, like, certain traits that, like, come up in conversation? Like, I wouldn't expect to like authority, but I've really enjoyed the observations that authority provides. Like, it's very... It's like almost parallel to empathy, which is like one I would expect to like, but the third is kind of just like, he's scared, dog. Just have to protect the interests of the establishment. I mean, I think I still have my key. Light is closest to your heart. That's another unexpected one, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, that's... yeah, I don't want to misrepresent Sarah. Like, I think that's mostly how I feel. I'm not, like, a big fan of electrochemistry, but that's kind of like a personal thing. And there's, like, one other one. I think it's conceptualization that I was, like, consistently not having a good time with. But that might be because I have, like, a -1 in conceptualization or whatever now. I still have my
Good luck
key.
trying to use it.
He taps his foot against the metal box installed at the back of the
All
counter.
the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
I don't know how I would expect Kim to react if I said I was going to force my way in there. I feel like it would sufficiently violate his sense of law and order that he would not back my play on that, to be entirely honest with you. But if I say this conversation is going nowhere, then where am I going?
Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Okay, goodbye.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheating
Do I talk to him? I thought I would just go to the...
I have something here we could sell.
Oh.
Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Oh, this seems bad.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Look in the suspect transport enclosure.
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable.
I would expect.
4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
I'm confused. What are they?
Spinner hubcaps. Frivolous things you put on your wheels.
Oh no.
When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
A vanity he wouldn't mind.
What do you mean you confiscated
A couple of
them?
weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
I get it. I would have confiscated
That
them
they
too.
are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Did you want to put them on your car?
No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Outrageously
He
cool.
flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
I think I could still ask Joyce for money. I I really wanted to save these healing items to, like, use properly. But I could heal up and then try to ask for money. I really don't want him to sell these. He deserves them. I can still leave, right?
The spinners shine so bright they reflect on...
Don't take the spinners.
Let's not take them now. Then, come back once we realize we have to. Have this conversation again, and then take them.
Mazovian socioeconomics.
Oh, is this bad? This is gonna be bad for me.
0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmezov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
I know that this is communism, but is it going to stop me from buying books as a thing I hadn't considered previously? Oh no, I get -1 authority and plus... No, -1 visual calculus! What does that put me at? -2 visual calculus? That's unbelievable. I get left-wing dialogue options? No, left-wing dialogue options give me XP. That's interesting. That's an interesting trade. I'm a little bummed to get minus authority, though. I mean, I get it. Level cap has a higher skill cap for shivers? This game is weird, man. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I know I can forget thoughts. I don't think I'm gonna give that up just yet, but like... I literally just said that I've been liking authority. Taking a ding on it might mean that it doesn't, like, trigger so often. So I'm just considering that. Yep, she's still on the boat. Okay, so... I'm not sure what my approach here is. So it says if I click on the bench, I can sleep there. Someone... I've gotten such a surprising number of mixed reports about, like, relatively basic things in the game. I've gotten, like, directly opposing reports on basic stuff like that. I'm pretty sure I know the bench. But it, like, before when I clicked on it, it said something like, I can pass time here if Kim's not around. It doesn't say I could, like...
The worn and beaten wooden planks.
We can sit on benches after we've...
You can revisit the bench.
This may be, like, a future option. I don't... It seems like it is not an option currently. Or is there one somehow even more by the car that actually has a hitbox? Which it does not appear to be the case. Dumpster. I mean, we could try the dumpster. I don't think that's the point? Question mark?
The trash container stands in... The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and
it seems like a pretty
waste.
bad place to try and sleep. None of these appear to be trying to sleep in the horrible dumpster.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Would it make a difference if you slept in there? I understand the argument. but I might vomit to death in my sleep, and I think that would affect my ability to conduct the case even more than my present smell. So I gotta check what the difficulty of the... I mean, I should have just reloaded this, frankly. It's not quick to get places on foot. That might be true regardless of where you slept. That's, you know, that's a fair argument, Neko. So, like, real quick.
Good. What can I help you with?
It's a medium check. I'm getting a net +1. So, if I use, like, 2... That's the station for money? I don't remember if I did. I think there's an option. I feel reasonably confident that whether or not I did, they would not give it to me, and they would not give it to me today. I don't think credit cards work. This is what I'm weighing right now, Neko. I'm trying to figure out how much magnesium to use to try this. I could, you know, try to save scum this indefinitely. I feel like there should still be a cause for this, regardless of future considerations for that. This isn't how I wanted to do this. I wanted to just sleep and then do this check. I might call Gart? I mean, I could try that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hypothetical is this consideration? 10 being the most hypothetical. No, okay, so... I keep... People in chat seem to keep misinterpreting what's happening here. I am looking at the difficulty of the check to consider how much magnesium I might use to roll the check. That is what I am doing. I will be as explicit as possible. I understand that my stat is damaged because I am damaged. I understand this. Neko thankfully explained this to me, I think, last week. I understand the forces at play here. I'm just trying to weigh the decision. Because I don't know how easy it's going to be to find, like, 3 magnesium. Especially because all my money is going to books. Fairly certain you can get money from the station. I mean, I guess it's worth trying before I spend my hard stolen magnesium. But I'm wasting a lot of time going back and forth to the docks. There's a limit to how long I will do this. How much do I have in my inventory? Money or magnesium? I have 3 magnesium and $3.41 real.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
I have something here.
Transporting closure.
That's fine. Pick up the radio.
57. How may I assist you?
Mine's 41. He's 57?
Right.
10-4, come in. Firework, over.
I need money.
I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but...
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking kidding?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, over.
I mean, it's obviously 1 or 2 here. I feel like it's 2. It's definitely not, nah, I don't need money.
He says he's in trouble, doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
It is 22:22.
Said,
who cares what this Vic mayor said? Pull on their heartstrings.
Can my key skill do it?
Officer, this begging is below your dignity.
It's important, I promise.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a red cent.
Request denied, sir. Over.
Okay, this did not work. I really don't think declaring that I don't want to be here anymore and that Mom should pick me up early from the sleepover. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I could say it because at this point I'd probably rather just load to be at the docks simply to not run over to the docks again.
Listen, it's okay. You can do it, sir.
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also here. Over.
I
Suddenly,
don't want
a
to.
necktie feels like a boa constrictor around your neck.
Hey, if you don't want to have the most intense orgasm of your life, fine. Don't.
I am at a loss for what is happening.
He terminated the connection. I guess he was in a hurry.
Please, I'm scared. I can't breathe. Help. Okay, I appear to have died in a way that would make the thing that I was trying to do even more difficult. You agree with necktie? I don't know what that means. Okay, so let's just do this piecemeal. Say I do one of this. Yeah? What does that make the check then?
Good. What can I help you with?
42%. Yeah, I feel like 2 is the way to go, probably. If I do 2, I have more than a 42% chance, which means I might actually succeed at the check. Can I do that from this screen, or do I have to leave? That's good to know. 58, you say?
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out of your mouth. What does is...
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
What you meant to say was...
Level up volition. %. Yeah, it's not letting me do it even though I unlocked it. Hang on. Leave and come back?
You're back. Good.
Leave and come
What can
back.
I help you with?
Voila! You're doing it. Really put your back into it. Yell it from the top of your lungs.
Help me, I'm poor. I need money to keep living.
Yes, of course. I'm sad to hear that. How much do you need?
100
She's
real?
surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I mean, I think I just asked for 100, right? I don't know how that deals with, like, tomorrow. There's a lot of books. But you can't have it both ways, Sarah. We can only save the hubcaps or feed my book habit. Question. I mean, 4 is obviously wrong. There's no way she's giving me that much money. If I ask her for 100, I feel like she will actually give it to me. Why does everyone want me to... If I say 10,000, isn't she just gonna shoot me in the head? That's just my assumption, is that every time... What's the difficulty? You mean in asking? Or, like, what was the challenge rating? It was bad. It was not easy, right? No, I can't check. I don't remember the exact difficulty rating of it. For 4? You mean, was it hard enough that I think she'll give me $10,000 real? No. It wasn't difficulty rating genuinely impossible, you lunatic. It was like a hard check. It's here. Well, but if I ask, mightn't she just be like, okay, I'm gonna throw you in the bay with cement shoes?
Come now. Nobody carries that much cash on their person. particularly in a place like Martinez. I'd get robbed. And even if I did, I still would not give you 10,000 real. I would rather buy something nice with it, like expensive hi-fi or a new hydrodynamic E40 sail.
Is there some way I can get her to give me, like, a bunch of money to buy the really bad stereo from that guy? Who's probably not still open?
I like high-fidelity anything, sir. Now, try
Okay,
again, but lower.
Okay,
That's a good
100.
sum. Not too small, not fantastically
See?
large.
She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. You see paper notes arranged
She
like black
removes a
gills.
few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
Good. We won't be needing to go to my kinema then.
Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot, train to Moneytown.
I can't ask for, I mean, it's great that Toot trained to Moneytown for sure. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I have my $100, I have preserved the sanctity of the hubcaps. It was a bridge even I was not willing to burn, despite saying I feel like I need to be more willing to let Kim down. I mean, it would be books, but, like, she's not... realistically, what would she give me? For some reason, when he said toot toot, I thought he was a yokel. Why would you think that? 50 seems high. I mean, maybe there's a world where she gives me 10, which I don't think is the world I live in, but it would be another book. But, like... The original was 150, but I only have to pay 100 because I, like, passed some skill check to make him feel bad for me. I'll ask for some more only because I'm not sure if I have to pay for more nights, and I don't think I want you to just tell me that.
This may seem like odd behavior for a police officer, ma'am, but it's a perfectly common side effect of his...
He's trying very hard. Listen, I saved the hubcaps. Give me a little bit of leeway.
medical episode.
It's all right, Lieutenant. I really did bring as little cash with me as possible to avoid attention. So here you are. The last bit of filthy lucre I can share. So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
Look, I just discovered communism, and I'm just really struggling with basic concepts of the world at large, so, like, I promise you're just helping a guy out.
Ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how
Absolutely,
else
I
can
will
help
definitely
RCM
do
today,
that. Nobody asked any
besides
follow-up
supplementing
questions
its
about it,
salaries?
however. Thank you. Go to bed now. Okay, I didn't save scum, and I spent a lot of resources. Don't be mad at me. No one can... I legitimately did that, okay? Nobody can be mad at me. I did everything right. You're legally obligated to be pleased with that result. And I did get $1, that's true. I got $1 for my trouble. But I did lose, like, a lot of resources. Where's my cursor? Cursor!
Can I help you? Yes.
About
Have
that
you
money.
got it? Well,
I have it. This is an interesting way of putting this. Things in yellow are purchases, from what I can tell. But this is more than anything like a choice, like it's a dialogue choice disguised as a purchase. I can buy more, okay, but like again, How am I expected to buy more important resources when I'm gonna buy every Man from Heimdall book? I mean, I don't think I want to be a jerk to him. I will earnestly apologize so that he doesn't ask me for any more money so I can continue to buy books.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
But see, that's the problem, though. Is that, I need to buy books. I still need to solve this problem, and I don't want to sell hubcaps. My life has become very difficult. Hobocop has not helped me the way some people implied that it would. Is Hobocop giving me, like a detrimental thing on top of that? No, I mean, it's making it easier to make money. That's probably fine. I did gain 70 experience from that. That's, like, almost a fair trade.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real.
20 real? Get dumpstered.
Room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
So, bedtime? Can sell the postcard. The postcard does not... Hang on. Let me just check this before I say what I'm thinking. Yeah, the postcard does not appear to be valued at $20 real. Those don't seem to have value either, do they? And we updated the... We just got the completed thing, right? Remind me, the white just means it is... White means it's possible to do it, yeah? Because some of these I think I didn't do, and some of these I think I failed? Like, how would I be able to do Tommy Laham? I feel like the last time I talked to him, that was still locked. And I didn't update empathy or seemingly do anything that would change that. Whatever, future problem.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Okay, that sounds great.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
We got a free fade to black in there. That was fun. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I understand that the list, the so-called map, is like all white checks that I haven't passed, I think, collectively. I just wanted to make sure I understood what the white ones were, because they were, like, highlighted.
Now
then.
We should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, that's accurate. I'm very dumb and not knowledgeable. I didn't know you smoked.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh,
all right.
Man. He looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I don't think I want to pick up smoking for various reasons, but I do think I want to ask how he got so cool.
This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Right then, to the debrief.
It's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
We inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal, and we still have to get him down from the tree.
I can't argue that, that's true. I just wanted to make sure he was really dead. I still can't believe I missed that shot. It's like a 42% chance. It was not a 42% chance. That one was not. I don't think, was it?
Being sober tends to help with precision. But moving on to the interviews.
I mean, no matter how drunk I was before the start of the game, I, like, have to be sober by tomorrow,
We
right?
weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
Is that even possible on the first day? That seems
We
absurd.
interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but
Quick nod of acknowledgement
above
and
all,
approval.
today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
To be honest with you, I'm usually lost. If you see me running, it's because I either got enough money to buy a book or that I just am very confused as to what's happening
I
right
have a
now.
really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
This is part of the Jamrock Shuffle, which is adjacent to all of the disco that I
It's
declared.
impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
The button I knocked out Measurehead for is one way to get to Everard. I get that. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I just do that earlier in the day, it's fine. But, like, when I pressed the button, it kind of didn't open the gate. Tell me about my powers. Am I the Flash? Am I the fastest man alive? That nobody except everybody knows his secret
They're quite
identity?
limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Why not
the
more?
RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Couldn't I mean, a hypothetical someone, abuse that power?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. We
Alright,
can
what
arrest
else?
people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
How can you be sure that they will
You
show
can't.
up?
Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
I see, and if someone
We are
resists...
permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
You ever kill anyone,
Yes.
Kim?
The last time was 4 years ago.
He says it matter-of-factly and moves on.
What happens to the people we
don't
convict?
convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
Guess I might as well ask one. I feel like if I ask three, I'm just gonna upset him. If I kill someone
You have
while
to
on
supply
duty...
compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
Who makes all
the
these
coalition
rules?
government, and the moral intern, more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that
Or
just went dark.
perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
I feel like there's a trick here in the sense that I should probably be able to determine that one of these will give me 4 experience for being a communist. And I'm too stupid at 9 o'clock on Saturday to figure it out. I mean, it's probably the citizens,
Be
right?
sentimental if you like.
Nah.
Either way, the Moralinton leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Yo, what's this word that you keep
The
saying?
Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
Dude, I really don't know. It's pretty bad up here.
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe
in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist
Time
project
travel?
set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What's their symbol? Is it an
Interesting
eagle?
question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Got it. Heaven's mirrors, not death
Something
lights.
ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Who is
A
Dolores
historic
Day?
figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why.
Is she the woman who dubbed us? That would be profound and confusing, and also profoundly confusing. What do you think of the moral intern?
are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
Same sophisticated. I really like it when you get, like, cascading checks, even when they're, like, pretty inconsequential. There's just something nice about, like, they all chime in.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral
Yes,
intern?
I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad, but the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
Okay. There's a whole lot of, like, organizations and parties and things that this game wants me to remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably not gonna remember all of them. Santa arches his eyebrow and pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Things are pretty bad out there. We need them here giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen this place? This isn't humanism. That's kind of true. The stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights. It's not for. Second thought, I don't have an opinion. Camelot is a silly place. I'm really inclined to say 2 just by nature of how miserable it has been to experience these few square miles of walkable terrain on day 1. Communist gives XP. That's true. That is true. I feel like I'm gonna regret being a communist sooner or later. But I might as well get the points now.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Maybe we should make our own law? That seems like a ridiculous thing to say, because as we already have established pretty firmly, I am the law. To be honest, I don't even know how I expect a communist to respond to the specific question of, is vigilante good? But I am the law.
Then we will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
My god, it only Tuesday? This is the 4th time I've streamed this game, isn't it? Say nothing and look into the night.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock, in the GRIH.
This is literally the best question I've asked all day. Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts.
And in Jamrock and the
We run this
GRIH?
city. West of the river is RCM land.
It's the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night
It's
sky.
incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Because I am the law, I hope that our investigation will improve the situation here. I have agency.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Thanks,
yeah,
pal.
It's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Got a new skill point. Just walking around with my frog visor and my crowbar. Don't worry about it. I actually thought it was gonna make me take out the key and manually do that. Oh, hang on. This bottle is glistening, but I cannot pick it up. It suggested I could do this check again.
In its frame, cold wind blows in.
Oh, just like enough time has passed I could try looking at the window again? I can afford to take morale damage if this fails, because I'm going to sleep, is my understanding of how this works.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this
More
then?
likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
I gotta say, this is definitely the first time I've succeeded at visual calculus. This is actually pretty cool. Wait, what am I doing?
Done before.
Assess the size of the impact.
Too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist.
I mean, I should probably be able to see it on the ground if it wasn't taken or destroyed,
The
right?
shoe you found on the balcony fits the
Oh,
hole
yeah,
almost as
no,
well
I
as
guess the
your foot.
balcony's outside there,
It would
huh?
have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
I feel like when I'm out on the balcony, this doesn't look broken, so that slipped my mind.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe.
I'm sure I had a good reason. Maybe I was trying to hit someone.
Just maybe, you succeeded. We'll never know.
We
Or
might
maybe
know.
You were trying to smash your own reflection in the window pane.
That does kind of sound like me. Wait, I don't want to stop the expression. Why would I try to stop the expression?
The fan stands still.
Hold on, the light bulb. So, like... I think at this point it's safe to say we'll over sleep or die. It is problematic that I don't have $20 to pay for the next night. Yes, of course, I need it for the ladies, Neko, obviously. I feel like that goes without saying. I feel like I want to save before going to bed. But I don't have a good feeling about any of this. Just any of it at all. Actually... Yeah, no, this is fine. We'll save it. Yeah, I mean, just click. I presume this is my bed. It doesn't.
Not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Really has to be 9 p.m. or later to go to bed? These days are long. I was concerned that the time might be like the wall's closing in on me, but like, this is taking forever. I mean, I don't think... And the only other thing I can immediately think to do is to go looking for money. And I can only think of one place to do that. And I kind of have to go back there anyway. So I think I'm just going to go to bed.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come.
Got a double fade to black again.
Maybe
Why?
it's the bed's fault. Its
Check the pillow.
synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Feels like that probably would have been true whether or not I was super drunk here. I'm not sure.
Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Like that part might be my fault.
It
Check the
barely
blanket.
covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily. It's a
Roll
little
over.
better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something
killed
to do
him?
with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
Head empty,
Your
no
breathing
thoughts.
steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Do I watch them? Oh, that was an entirely rhetorical question that was met with a earnest yes. So I can't go that way, huh? Guess I'm going toward the body then. Okay, can't seem to pick up any money in my dream. I'm gonna hold it down though. Oh, it's a disco ball, huh? Yeah, look at that. That's nice.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I I mean, I sort of woke up today as though I was born today.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I feel like one of these options should be touch my face, $5. Feel as though it's probably 4 and not 3. I might get more insight if I guess.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go.
Seems like a weird
Let
response
it
to
all
that.
Be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I will pay the rent.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me.
Were you my friend, dead corpse of a military guy?
You failed Elysium.
That's the part of the title I'm less clear on. What's that?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
Well, I know what the Pale is. The Pale is where I go to be naked to fix my liver. I think it was the liver.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
No, not just 6 billion of them. Yeah, this guy doesn't look like me. The corpse isn't corpse-like enough to look like my character portrait. Also, he's not wearing a super good hat. I mean, the outfit is right, but he doesn't look like me. You have to run naked through the curtain in the bookshop. I don't think it works that way. I don't know it doesn't work that way, but I don't think it works that way. I've talked to you before.
Harry. You were just talking to yourself.
Wait.
That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
Alright, that's really rude, Limbic System. Dialogue option I didn't choose
You're
yet.
not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve a case.
You're
Shut up.
trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
My god, there's more than one of them?
Yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Now, what's really unsettling about this in particular is that line of dialogue. Read in that way, in that voice, that's the alarm I used to get up in the morning for work. How does the game know? I got better. Oh, hang on.
Good going, buddy.
Is that how it's gonna be now when I close my eyes?
Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
Which
You don't
chick?
know? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
What is wrong with me?
Why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Nah, I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I do not want to opt in. I'm not going to go looking for
Are you
speed.
sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
I feel like that's gonna happen regardless. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. I mean, the half that you alluded to will still be dead. But I am half the town is not dead type of person, as opposed to a half the town will be dead kind of person. You understand what I'm saying?
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Oh no, I won't planeswalk. 733, huh? Must be a horse trainer. Hello, it's me, Big Vasco. Did the lag increase during the course of this stream? I hope that's not true. How is everyone doing? Is anyone still here? I feel like when I started passing skill checks, people lost interest somehow, which is funny in its own way. At you? I'm glad at you. So we finished our first day. I would like to know your thoughts. They can take whatever form you would like. And while I wait for that, I will invite you to also ponder where perhaps I have hidden a secret Squirtle. Because somewhere on the couch behind me, I have hidden a Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, well, you should be able to see him. I thought he'd be more visible. I didn't pay attention to this. This Squirtle's not hiding so much as I didn't check the camera angle. Don't worry about that. But there's a Squirtle, and if you find it, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the days to come. There's a Squirtle behind the secret plushie behind my head. I mean, her? I assume that's who you mean. Or perhaps this one? You call Shivers. What does that mean in context exactly? Did you actually use Shivers as like your signature skill, Sarah? I think at some point last week I was like, I bet you would have a really interesting time if Shivers was your main vibe. Can you attest to that? You have the Loch Ness Monster in green? Yeah, this one was at the store today. It's new. It's named Loon. Pirate Squid. First one with the forehead spots. Okay. Honestly, closest to how you see the world. I feel like I would probably be closest to, like, empathy or maybe suggestion, but I think empathy is probably closer to how I interpret things. I don't mean that as some self-congratulatory thing. I think the nature of empathy to just sort of try and read everyone's current status is kind of how I baseline operate. Your shivers was quite low, Neko. Shivers is the only one that's explicitly supernatural. I don't think that's true. Isn't Inland Empire, like, explicitly supernatural? I thought that was, like, part of its description. Or at least, like, extremely strongly implied that it is. Alright, let me get out of these guesses here. Because I'm concerned about the lag, if it exists, and how I might correct that. Empire's imagination. I have to reflect on whether I feel like that is how that jives in reality. So Neko guesses behind Sea Monster. Sarah guesses behind Naomi, as did Ice Bunny earlier. Snap Justin said Pirate Squid. Sophisticated said behind Carlos. Mom guessed behind. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little... There's not an infinite amount of space here. I have arranged my Squishmallow narwhals in ascending/descending size. All the way over here is the littlest Naomi. And then this new one that I just got for Easter. Then Naomi. And then Narissa. I just wanted to give some size scale perspective there. Family picture, something like that. Sure. Nico says, maybe if I'd run around naked through the pail, it would have healed my liver and increased my shivers. Probably. Probably true. Honestly, like, I kind of feel like shivers feels a bit like imagination. I don't know. I really feel like I actually need to think about that. It's not like rhetorical. Let's find Squirtle. Well, let's start over here. I've developed a pretty bad habit of going to the grocery store, which is the best local purveyor of Squishmallows, and finding a friend and not having any self-control. So this is Loon. And she is a sea monster. She's got fun little fins. She's got sort of a textured stomach-y thing. Forehead spots and cute little cheeks. And also, like, dinosaur spines. I kind of just like how much detail is on her, to be honest. She's very good. I like her a lot. I didn't actually hide anything over there. I was gonna try and save showing her off until next week, but then I saw her looking at me and it made me sad, so I've had to put her on the couch. So, nothing hiding over there. Let's see, where else? Carlos, and I don't want to move Naomi because I think I'll knock over everything and destroy the structural integrity of my universe. But behind Naomi and under Carlos was our sugar glider friend, Ty, with the Easter rabbit ears. Your sea monster is called Alec. They are destined. I believe it. You have Emilio? Remind me which one Emilio is, Neko. I know I should know this. But yeah. Not our Squirtle, but, you know, pretty good friend. I have lots of good friends. Pirate Squid. Nothing hiding with Squidbeard. He's been slowly enjoying this donut for a minute. I gave him that as a hint for something else that's been hiding on the couch for a bit. Inside our octopus friend is the cat that belongs to this donut. The donut cat. The cat lives inside the donut. This is a perfectly normal thing. This is why you watch the stream, I presume. But I mostly want to point that out at this point so they don't hang out on the couch forever. I'm going to mix it up next week. I think those were all the guesses I recall noticing. Other than this, look at this little girl. She's very, I feel like she's like a unique size that I have not seen before. And it is true that this small narwhal was hiding our secret Squirtle. But like, look at, she's very rainbow. She's kind of got like the similar rainbow iridescent pattern that Naomi has, but her name is Maria Novella, which is very cute. Neko says Emilio is her axolotl. I see. The axolotls are pretty good. Naomi. Basically, it's kind of funny that she's not Naomi, because they don't, if you use the same color scheme, they usually just like call them the same thing. It's true. My mom did correctly guess and locate the secret Squirtle, so congratulations. I hope you have enjoyed whatever the past 3.5 hours have been collectively. I know some of you who are watching or were watching definitely didn't actually come here for the stuffed animals, but I mean, that feels like a failing on your part and not on my part. My failing all happened during the video game portion of the stream, and you were here for that probably, at least some amount of it. Anyway, yeah, thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Whether that is next weekend, I'll be back on Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific for some more Murder by Numbers, and then again on Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific with a continuation of Disco Elysium. And whether I see you then or sometime in the future, I hope that you all stay safe and remember that you are Clawsome.